Bama Nation, we've made it to Wednesday Hump Day. We're officially 38 days from the return of Alabama football. Your Crimson Tide opened up the season Saturday, September 2nd, Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa against Middle Tennessee State. You're rocking and rolling right now on the hottest show on the streets, number one ticket for all things Tide football. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have you guys in here. We bring you the show as always from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this to you through YouTube. Speaking of the channel, you know what time it is. Tap that subscribe button right now. Stop what you're doing. Hit subscribe. Make this your spot, your place, your outlet, everything that you need for Alabama football. We got you right here. Don't forget to tap that like button as well. Hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up right there. Show that support. Trying to get this 50 likes out the gate to start us right here. That daily super chat go $100. Daily super chat go $100 right there. And Jimmy! Oh my gosh! Jimmy Clay! Put some water on him. He hot already. Out the frying pan. Handles the daily super chat go of $100. Ben Franklin by himself. Jimmy Clay. Let's go! Let's go! Gotta love Jimmy Clay. And all of you guys that make this show as special as it is. Eli, you had to control your hand hitting the clicker that time, man. The money came in so fast. Y'all bless us. The money came in so fast, Eli almost dropped the clicker. But we got in there. Jimmy Clay hitting that daily super chat goal for us. $100 right there. But all donations welcome and appreciated. We thank you guys. Also hit that notification bell so that way you miss nothing when it comes down to your Alabama football coverage. We got a lot to talk about as fall camp getting closer, fan day, open practice, Bama football season, all of these things inching closer. We want to hear from you tonight. Line us up by calling 205-448-1358. But I'm going to call in to let your voice be made known. 205-448-1358. The number on screen there. One more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. But Eli, let's get into it here. First topic of conversation. People, this is an Alabama team that's putting in the work. I mentioned this Monday, but this group is seriously putting in the work. And it appears to me that the offensive line, a group that a lot of you have talked about quite a bit, it seems like the offensive line is leading the pack. It seems like this offensive line, they want to be mean. They want to be tough, angry, aggressive, physical, dominant, imposing offensive line. It feels like they want to win the Joe Moore Award this season, the honor that goes to the nation's best offensive line in the country. That's what it feels like. If you go back to SEC Media Days just last week, J.C. Latham talked about it. We're going to be physical. We're going to be mean. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to run the football. We're going to be dominant. We're going to show you that we are still the same get down with the get down Alabama football. We're seeing this with Eric Wolford's recruiting, bringing in these massive big men on the offensive line. We're seeing it how Coach Wolf is developing the guys already on campus. When you talk with J.C. Latham's, Tyler Booker's, Seth McLaughlin's, and some of the new faces like Caden Proctor, we're seeing Eric Wolford do those things. And going to be very intriguing here because it looks like the offensive line is the group ahead of the pack, setting that tone, wanting to be elite here. And, Coach Saban, he wants this group to be physical. He wants this group to be dominant. He wants this group to have an edge to it. And he's starting to see this offensive line has that sort of edge to it that you want. Has that kind of something got to give to it that you want a group to have. and I look at this. Alabama's offensive front this summer has spent some time working with an offensive line guru of the name of Tua Carson. So Coach Carson here, he's big on violent hands, elite technique, violent, heavy hands, moving people off the football. He's a football coach. Carson has worked with several NFL teams with their offensive linemen. He's worked with several college teams with their offensive linemen. And here recently, he worked with Alabama's offensive line and having those big, strong, heavy hands, violent hands, footwork, technique, latch on the guys, drive them off the football into the ground, opening up your run game that you want to, and pass protecting for the quarterback. Coach Carson has been working with these Alabama offensive linemen. If you see them right here in the picture, he's got J.C. Latham. He's got Tyler Booker. He's got Seth McLaughlin. He's got Darian Dalcourt. He's got Caden Proctor. He's got all of these offensive. He's got Wilkin Formby. He's got all of these offensive linemen with him in this picture, working with these guys on how to be big-time, aggressive guys up front at the point of attack. Because remember, I'm at the media days. What did J.C. Latham say? Alabama's been getting the disrespect of you guys are not what you're used to be. You guys are not what you once were. You guys are not dominant anymore. You're not physical anymore. You're not tough anymore. You don't impose your will on people anymore. So now, not only did we get J.C. Latham saying last week how this group is going to be dominant, mean, physical, imposing, aggressive, but now they've enlisted the help of a guru here, Tua Carson, and he's working with these guys on violent hands, heavy hands, technique, moving guys off of the football, and setting the tone up front where the line of scrimmage is concerned. Now, I, for one, Eli, have taken upon the liberty to do sort of my projected starting offensive line. Do I think all five of these guys individually will start in all of these spots? It could happen. We may see a change at a spot or two, but this just be my predicted offensive line here. So, obviously, I have J.C. Latham going from right tackle to left tackle. He could stay at right tackle. He could. But we've seen Nick Saban in years past, after a guy has had success at right tackle for 2 years, then Saban likes to flip him over to left tackle when it comes to that junior year, that money year. So I can see this happening here with J.C. Latham. I have Latham at left tackle. Left guard, I have Elijah Pritchett. He may not remain here. You got Darian Dalcourt in that conversation. You got Terrence Ferguson in that conversation. Got quite a few guys at left guard. Left guard is actually the position that's probably the biggest one up for grabs, left guard. So, but I have Elijah Pritchett here just due to 6'7", over 300 pounds. And while he may not be the best on the outside as a tackle, did get abused quite a bit there in the spring game by Quandarius Robinson, among others. He may be better suited in a phone booth as a guard. He may be better suited there. Remember, Evan Neal was 6'7". Evan Neal did not start at tackle. He started at guard. Alex Leatherwood did not start as a tackle. Started as a guard, right? So here we are here with Elijah Pritchett, 6'7". May not be able to handle the speed quite yet, being outside as a tackle, but as a guard, working in the phone booth, mashing and mauling, Pritchett might have value there. He may have value there. Once again, there are several guys competing here at left guard, but Pritchett, size, wingspan, physicality, in the phone booth, as a guard, could be something to value there. Got Seth McLaughlin at center. That's self-explanatory. I think he anchors that group. A lot of toughness, a lot of scrappy play, physicality from Seth McLaughlin. The entire spring, he was the one running the run-the-ball hat. He was wearing the run-the-ball hat the whole spring. Likes that mentality that Coach Wolford trying to provide. To McLaughlin at center. Tyler Booker, right guard. Played both left and right guard last year as a freshman. He settles in at that right guard position. Right tackle there, the freshman Caden Proctor. I think he sees the field as a starting right tackle. It'll be very hard to keep 6'7", 354-pound Caden Proctor off the field. It's going to be difficult to do that. I don't think Saban does that. I don't think Alabama does that. I think he starts at that right tackle position. So this would be my projected starting five. Latham left tackle, Pritchett left guard, McLaughlin center, Booker right guard, Proctor right tackle. Keep your eyes on that left guard spot, though. A lot of competition there. I like Pritchett's size. I like the potential there of him in a phone booth, not on the outside. We'll see what happens. The main thing is here, this Alabama offensive line is putting the work. Work with the O-line guru. Heavy hands, violent hands, getting your hands on guys, moving them off the football, wanting to be physical, wanting to be dynamic in that way. Good stuff here from a group leading the pack, trying to win or wanting to win the Joe Moore Award. But we take our first break here, folks, in the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting your chest warm here on a Wednesday. When we come back, we go to the phone lines. We get your calls, your thoughts. We definitely want to hear from you, the Bama fans. Light us up with your voices after this.
Nine players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, folks, we're back into the action right here from the break. Rocking it along with you on a Wednesday, hump day. Number one ticket for your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Continue tapping that like button, hitting that thumbs up there. Hit that subscribe button as well. Make this your spot to talk all things Bama football. We got a message board, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. TouchdownAlabama.com, the message board. If you're trying to be among the first wave or group of fans to help us rebuild or regrow the message board, the link to the board can be found in the description and in the YouTube chat line. So check out there the message board, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. I got to echo my guy Don Parker in the chat line saying, enough talking, enough gonna do. Let's get the job done. And I agree with Don Parker there. Enough talk, enough chatter, enough conversation. Let's get this job done here on the football field when you discuss Crimson Tide. So, excited about that. Phone lines are open, 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be made known on the show, 205-448-1358. One more time, 205-448-1358. Definitely want to hear from you. as you get your thoughts to call into the show, got an awesome call topic right here. Since we are 38 days until Alabama football, we got to show some respect and highlight a running back that started it all in the Nick Saban era. Bring him on down, Glenn Coffey, that began the run. Championships. Glenn Coffey, native of Florida, came in that 2005 signing class under Mike Shula. Played 2 years under Mike Shula, 2 years under Coach Saban. But 2008, Coffey's big year for Alabama. 08, Coffey, 1,383 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns. Shared the responsibility with Mark Ingram, but Glenn Coffey was that dude. Helped Alabama to its first undefeated regular season of the Saban era, 12-0, including a beatdown, 36-0 beatdown of Auburn in the Iron Bowl that year in Bryant-Denny. Coffey guided Alabama to its first SEC Western Division title that year. Helped Alabama to the SEC Championship. Unfortunately, the loss to Tim Tebow in Florida. But it was Coffey's excellence and his contribution that led to what Alabama would do next, which would be go on a long, sustained, dominant run of winning national championships, which that all took place in 2009. So big ups there to one Glenn Coffey. We go to a break right here, folks. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, there's betting odds on Alabama's quarterback competition. Who's become the safest bet, according to Vegas? And who's the long shot to win the job? We'll talk about that after this.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, in my own words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back. We're back cooking it up. From the break to the action, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Wednesday, hump day. Got my man Eli Walker in the production studio. Y'all know what to do. Continue tapping that like button. Nothing but likes. All the smoke for the thumbs up. Hit the like button right there. Tap the like button. Make this your spot here for all things Bama football. Hit that subscribe button as well. Appreciate Jimmy Clay, who jumped back in here with a $50 donation. Goodness, Jimmy Clay is the man right now. All of y'all are fantastic. Jimmy Clay is just throwing money in here. Man! And then hitting every part of that daily super chat go. Eli, is it me or is this sweat mixed with excitement on my part? I don't know what it is. Appreciate Jimmy Clay, though, as always. But back into the action here, folks. And Las Vegas has gotten into the Alabama quarterback race. Yes, that's no typo. Vegas has gotten into the Alabama quarterback conversation. And there is a betting site right now with some odds on Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson, and the transfer from Notre Dame, Tyler Buckner. The betting site, the sports book, which is betonline.ag, they have it for us right here prior to training camp. But before we even get into that, Jalen Milroe, redshirt sophomore, native Texan. I don't know why the horn just went off, but I guess Eli was excited for me to say Jalen Milroe. But Jalen Milroe, redshirt sophomore, native Texan, he's got even more motivation. I mean, it just seems like Vegas has given him more fuel as he's trying to become the starting quarterback for this team. A young man at 6'2", 220 pounds, former four-star in the 2021 class that did play in 2 meaningful games last year. Replaced Bryce Young against Arkansas, where Bryce suffered an injury, and Milroe, all he did was 91 yards rushing, 65 yards passing, had 2 touchdowns, and helped Alabama to a 49-26 win there. And then in the matchup against Texas A&M at Bryant-Denny, Milroe got the start. I mean, yes, he had some rough moments in his first start, but still 3 touchdown passes. Still helped Alabama 24-20 victory. But it seems like Vegas is adding more fuel here to the fire when you look at Jalen Milroe. And the reason why, with their betting odds, the guy with the odds to win the job, the best odds, is Ty Simpson, redshirt freshman from Martin, Tennessee. Ty Simpson with odds of plus 105. He's got the best odds to win. He is the safest bet right now. I'm not one to advocate for gambling, but if you are the one that likes to put the money down, they got Ty Simpson as the safest bet right now to win the job at plus 105. Tyler Buckner transfer from Notre Dame, who has not taken a snap for Alabama. He hasn't even taken a snap in practice yet for Alabama football. He's a slight underdog, but he has the second best odds at plus 140. So Tyler Buckner's still in the ballpark. You have people in Vegas that believe Tyler Buckner can somehow pull out this job. Even though he was not in Tuscaloosa for spring practice, he did not arrive until summer. Quarterback, hardest position to learn at Alabama with the most pressure on you to get it done. But yet you still have some handicappers in Las Vegas believing that Tyler Buckner will shock the world. Slight underdog, but his odds are at plus 140. And then you have a long shot underdog. The one very few people believe will win the job, but if he wins the job, everybody that put the money on him will triple your bet. Triple your bet. Jalen Milroe, plus 300. Those are his odds, according to betonline.ag. Plus 300. The long shot underdog to win the quarterback job, Jalen Milroe. Boy, I mean, he's got all of the motivation right now. Just come from underneath the water and take this. Got all the motivation right now. You look at Ty Simpson, his arm talent makes him the safest bet. People look at him as a guy that is a dynamic thrower, dynamic passer of the football. They look at Ty Simpson as someone of whom has really good athletic ability. We saw that in the spring game. And you look at Ty Simpson as a coach's son, so he can definitely process the information down to a T. The only thing he doesn't have is just the big game experience, right? That's the only thing that's sort of holding him back. But his arm talent, for a lot of U.S. fans and for the people out there in Vegas putting together these betting odds, makes Ty Simpson the safest bet. When you look at Tyler Buckner, it's, can he really shock the world? Like I said, he's a slight underdog. But you got people in Vegas that believe this guy can come in here, and because his offensive coordinator at Alabama is the same OC he had in Notre Dame, Tommy Rees, Buckner can come down here and completely shock the world. You got people in Vegas that have nothing else to do with their money that really are putting their money on this dude's going to shock the world. He does have 13 games of experience. He does have that. Coming from the Bishop School in California, the guy did put up some highly impressive high school numbers prior to not being able to play his senior year because of the COVID pandemic. And he lost a year of development. You got people that are still bought all the way in on the talent Buckner has. Could shock the world when you look at people in Vegas. And then when you look at Jalen Milroe, He's got a chance to win some people some money, probably a lot of it. And he's also got a chance to make a lot of people eat their words this season. If he comes out as the starter against Middle Tennessee State and holds that thing on through, he's got a chance to win some people a lot of money. And he's got some chance. He has a chance to make a lot of people eat their words here in the upcoming fall. Because you have a lot of people that are definitely worried and concerned about Milroe as the starter. You have some that feel like, I love the athleticism, I love the dual threat ability, but can he really pass the football? Can he really throw? Can he really be an effective, efficient quarterback, complete package quarterback? And he's done some things this offseason with getting receivers to work with him in certain areas. He's had a really good offseason training. With fall camp just a couple of weeks away now, he's got a chance to make a lot of people eat their words, but we will see how this boils down. Oh, excuse me. We're going to go to another break, folks. Don't touch that down. When we get back, I want to hear from you, the Bama Nation. Are you vibing with the betting odds from betonline.ag? Are you vibing with Ty Simpson, the safest bet? Tyler Buckner, the long shot, the underdog who could shock the world, or the long shot underdog in Jalen Milroe that could take the whole thing? Are you feeling excuse me, what BetOnline AG put out? We'll get to you after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today.
This is Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
We're back into the action here, folks, from the break on a Wednesday, hump day, number one key right here. Talking your Bama football news in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Happy to have you guys checking us out on this evening. Going to go to the phone lines right now to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Man, how you doing? That's G from Raleigh.
G, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Hey, when do fall camp start, Steve?
All right, so the open practice fan day is Saturday, August 5th. So the first day of fall camp will officially start that Monday, which will be August 7th.
10-4. Calling in, man, because I got a feeling about this year of football. If you're watching recruiting closely, and I'm not just saying this just because the other guy just went to Auburn. A lot of things fit into where kids choose to go: depth, money, relationship. Who knows? No need to speculate. But I feel between, and this is why the D-line is so important. I feel between Bama in Georgia, college football is literally up for grabs for the next 3 years. If Georgia wins it on a three-peat with NIL and with on-field and draft production, you're not going to be able to mess with them for the next 3 years. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way about Bama this year. If Bama can hold true to never going 3 years without one, and we're the most consistent team in NCAA history, I think we'll be able to keep recruiting in a lot for the next 3 years. So I like what a lot of the callers been saying about the D-line. The D-line is very key. And what's your boy now? I don't know the caller name, but he called it and said, Aaron Wolford been in here 2 years, and we see a complete change. And Freddie Roach has been here, 4 or 5, and he hasn't given us a 6-man front yet. This has to be the year, Steve. Appreciate you.
Appreciate G from Raleigh calling in on a Wednesday, giving us his thoughts here on the show. We're going to grab this call. You're live here on the show. How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, say it with me now. Cut it. They just got to cut it, man. Ain't nobody going with I'm not gonna knock the Notre Dame quarterback out, Steve. We're not gonna knock him out because he's a part of the family now. But if they thinking he gonna come in from Notre Dame and take one who's been cemented started his career at Bama, the one who got all the leg work in. Nick Saban is not gonna do that, man. I think the other caller said it the other day. It's Jalen Milroe's job to lose, basically. It's his job to lose. He's going to start, man. I don't know if he's going to finish, but he's definitely going to start. If he mess up a few times, you know how he going to snatch him up out of that, but he's definitely going to be the starting quarterback. How you doing, Steve? Just checking in, man.
Doing great, Jovi. Doing fantastic, my man. And it's crazy how you look at a lot of these betting sites online, and it's kind of intriguing because I came across the betonline.ag one just the other day, and I'm like, they got Simpson as the safest bet at plus 105, and they got Milroe as the long shot underdog plus 300, and yet here's Tyler Buckner at plus 140. You got people in Vegas that really believe he's gonna shock the world.
Nah. I'm with you. I think my guy said it on the other show, the whistle. Old Coach Smook was like, man, nah. Milroe gonna get that jump off, man. He gonna get the start roll. But if he mess up, yeah, you got a right to snatch him up out of that. But you got to give. He putting in that work. He doing everything that he need to do to solidify that he's gonna be the starter at the beginning at least. So that's all I gotta say, Steve. It's always roll tide, baby.
Appreciate Jovi calling in from Anaheim, giving us his thoughts here on a Wednesday to the show. We're going to grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, how you doing today, Steven? This is Rambo calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Rambo, what's happening?
All right, man. With the quarterback situation, I feel like Jalen is going to get the first shot. I feel like he's going to let them get a couple series. If he don't have some good series, I think he's going to get pulled within like the third series. But I feel like other than that, I feel like if he run it smooth, give it to the playmakers, let the running back do their thing, I feel like he's going to go into the half. And Nick Saban's going to be like, all right, let's let these men duel it out. Since Jalen had a good half, let's see what Ty can do. I don't believe that he's going to like just pull him. I think he's going to let one go a good half. If he's not having a good half, he's going to let it try the series. And then another question, who is recruiting the state of Alabama now? Because we've never been able to get the kids from Phoenix City, and they keep pulling in them 5-stars. And even the kids from the defensive end that we had got, him and Peter Wood School, like that. And the IMG Academy kids, they going everywhere now. They was all coming to Alabama at one point in time. I just want a little information on who is recruiting the hardest at the Alabama program, because these Alabama kids are like going everywhere. I feel like last year the class was good, but I don't like as far as consistency on the stronghold, how Bama used to have those Bama boys coming from Bama to Bama. It was either Auburn or Alabama. It's not. I'm not seeing a lot of those kids going to Alabama like that no more. They're scattering all over the place now. But thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Rambo calling in from Atlanta. So Peter Woods came from, of course, Thompson High School. The young man that you are referring to from Central Phoenix City That was Cameron Coleman, the wide receiver, 5-star wide receiver who recently committed to Texas A&M. So the primary recruiter for the state in terms of the coaching staff is Freddie Roach from Alabama. He's the primary recruiter for the state of Alabama. Now, of course, other guys help him out, but he's the primary guy for this state. And I don't quite understand why people are not, I guess, flocking to him. Well, I guess I can kind of understand from a defensive line perspective. Freddie Roach didn't play D-line in college. He played linebacker. So when you're going up against traditional D-line coaches like your Bo Davises, your Todd Bates, at Clemson, guys that have played D-line, that know D-line, they eat, sleep, breathe D-line. But a lot of those defensive linemen, especially those top defensive line recruits, they're going to go there because they were elite. They say, hey, this guy was an elite defensive line when he played, so I know he's going to coach me the right way. No slight to Freddie Roach. It's just Coach Roach didn't play D-line in college. He played linebacker. So having him as the D-line coach at Alabama, it kind of puts him at a disadvantage going up against guys that play strictly D-line in college and now coaching that position. Hopefully, he can turn around, maybe hit on a guy or two to really elevate that profile, but that's kind of my thought on that. But we take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening, how we feeling, state your name, and where you calling from.
My name is John. I'm from North Carolina.
John, what's happening?
What's up, man? I watch your videos all the time, and some of the people that call in, they kind of made me laugh. There's two things y'all got to remember. One, you never ever doubt the GOAT. Nick Saban know what he's doing when it comes to these quarterbacks. Don't try and dip in and try and figure out what he's doing. He playing chess while everybody else playing checkers. Number two, when it comes to Jalen Milroe going to start. Tyler Buckner, he going to do cleanup duty for the rest of the year. I promise you that. That man does not want to let anybody know what they're going to do. Jalen Milroe going to start. I got money bet on that. Thank God them Vegas odds came out. I went ahead and put money on that. I know Jalen going to start. Watching him in practice, that boy dirty. I can't wait. And all he needed was, like, real solid targets. Man, Malik Benson and Jalen Milroe about to be a 1-2 knockout punch. I feel it coming.
Appreciate John calling in from North Carolina, giving his thoughts. I mean, you got people that are going to put the money on the plus 300 for Milroe to win. You got people that's going to put that money right there. I mean, and you guys have talked about it as fans. If Jalen Milroe has cleaned that passing game up a smidgen, could we be looking at the next Lamar Jackson? If he's cleaned that passing up a smidgen, Eli, could we be looking at the right-handed Michael Vick? The right-handed Mike Vick? We could. We really could. If he's cleaned up that passing just a smidge. Like I said, open practice, fan day. God willing, I hope to be there August 5th. If they let the media back into these practices, I hope to be there the entire fall camp. Getting my eyeballs on this thing. Shout out to Hattie Boyer! Hattie Boyer comes in here, $19.99 in the Super Chats. Hattie showing some love on the show. Gotta love that. Gotta love what you guys do. Making this your place to talk Bama football. Another cool call topic right here, Elon. Tua Tagovailoa, who enters his second season in the Mike McDaniel offense for the Miami Dolphins, enters his fourth season overall as a pro quarterback. And Tua looks different in a good way than what he was when he was at Alabama. I mean, Tua now, Eli, got a mustache, married, got a son, bulked up his body, and he's got a whole tattooed left sleeve on his arm. Tua finna do some stuff this season. Tua finna get down in dangerous this year. As long as he can stay healthy. So, Tua, due to how he played last season prior to the multiple concussions that came in, he was voted on by his peers in the NFL number 82 on the NFL's top 100 players list of 2023. So his peers respect him. The peers respect Tua. Voted number 82, made his debut number 82 on the NFL's top 100 of 2023. Joining the likes of Marlon Humphrey and Devontae Smith, former Alabama players who have made the list so far. So, Tua's sleeve, his tattooed sleeve here on his left arm, it represents the meaning behind, his first child. It also has a lot of aspects of Samoan culture. A lot of things that discuss protection, guidance, strength, a lot of those key virtues of Samoan culture. And that is the meaning behind the new artwork, tattooed sleeve on Tua's left arm, left shoulder to left arm. But take our final break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we get into a little bit of a discussion, a little bit of an update, big update on former Bama quarterbacks in NFL training camp. Training camps have started. We got your updates here on the Bama quarterbacks. We wrap up loose ends with that after this.
I'm Malachi Moore, and you're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith on Touchdown Alabama YouTube channel.
Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, as always, we appreciate you checking us out here on the show on a Wednesday hump day. Number one ticket for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Thanks to all of you. All of the donations, super chats, calls, texts, making this your show, your network, your spot to talk all things Bama football. Remember, people, we have a message board. Touchdown Alabama magazine, touchdownalabama.com, the message board. If you're trying to be in the next wave and or group of fans that want to help us rebuild or regrow the message board, you go to the link to the message board can be found in the chat line or in the description. You go there right now, check out the message board. But final topic of conversation, or final discussion here of conversation, Eli. NFL training camps have started. Players have reported to camp for all 32 teams. Some teams have started camp. And we have updates here on your Alabama quarterbacks or Alabama alums at the quarterback position that have started off well in training camp. First and foremost, how about Bryce Young, Big Nine? Big Nine, after signing his fully guaranteed contract, that 4-year deal worth $37.9 million, $25 million signing bonus, big money, Big Nine. Bryce Young today, according to Frank Reich, he is QB1. Frank Reich reiterating, doubling down, confirming all of those adjectives there that he mentioned back during mandatory minicamp. He said it again today. Bryce Young is the starter. He's QB1. And boy, if the number one overall pick looked good today. Several reports, dominated 11 on 11s. Fans were very impressed. Young hit on quite a few deep balls, one to DJ Chark. I think that went for a touchdown. He and veteran wide receiver Adam Thielen, they got a connection going there. Bryce Young has quickly picked up this offense to where Frank Reich and the coaching staff, they like, whoa, this cat different. Carolina has a legit shot, Eli, to win the NFC South. I think they win the NFC South. With Bryce Young, Chark, Thielen, they're doing some things with the offensive line. Carolina's got a legit shot to win the NFC South. I mean, it's up for grabs. It really is up for grabs. But that's Bryce Young handling business. Tua today had the highlight of training camp for the Dolphins. A 40-yard deep pass to Jalen Waddle, and Tua put it right on the button, dead on the money. Jalen Waddle was guarded tightly by Javon Holland, cornerback. Tua put it right there in Waddle's breadbasket. Now, initially, Waddle bobbled the catch, but he stayed with it, concentrated, brought the ball in, but Tua put it right there on the money, showing the accuracy there. Mike McDaniel, Dolphins head coach, talked about today, Tua in this offense has been for him trying to learn or crack the code on a foreign language, if you will. But according to McDaniel, Tua now owns the language. He owns his Miami Dolphins offense. He can go to the huddle, make calls with complete clarity, authority, leadership. The guys are all bought in on Tua as that guy. That guy that can handle it and get it done. Tua mentioned himself that this offense can be very scary, especially if everybody stays healthy. Everybody stays healthy, including Tua. This offense can be scary here. Mac Jones for Patriots training camp did have a pick, but all in all, good day for Mac too. Connected with some guys, hit on some guys, completed some big routes there to wide receivers. I still don't like the fact that the Patriots whiffed on DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, Bill Belichick, really? Really? He's right there. And you let him go right to the Titans. Eli, write this down right now. Bold take. Hot take right now. If the Patriots have a losing year, if they don't make the playoffs this year, Robert Kraft, finally pulls the plug on Belichick. Write it down. We will revisit this, but write it down. If the Patriots have a losing season, if they don't make the playoffs, if they don't make it, Robert Kraft, will finally pull the plug on Belichick. I don't understand. You have DeAndre Hopkins right there, and he goes to the Titans. I don't get that. Do you really not like Mac Jones, Bill? Belichick, do you really not like the guy? If you don't like the guy, just tell us. Just tell us. Jeez. My goodness, you got Andre Hopkins right there at your front doorstep. You don't get it. Anyway, NFL team starting training camp. Good to see these Bama guys doing well on day one. Also, another piece of good news. John Mechie cleared to participate in training camp today. How about a round of applause for Mechie? How about a hand clap for Mechie one time? All that man been through. Battling leukemia, battled back, came back from that, had a couple of hamstring things, come back from that. Mechie participated today in training camp for the Texans. He's looking full go for this season, trying to recapture his rookie season that was taken away from him because having to recover from leukemia. Very happy for one John Mechie. As always, folks, if you want the best in news, notes, information, material on your favorite program, that being the Alabama Crimson Tide, you can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine app. Now you download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple. Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio needs. Check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll try to be back on Friday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition of TDA the magazine, here's what you do. You go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join, become a member and or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. Gotta show some love to Eric Beasley! Eric Beasley dropping in that $10 donation in the bucket. Showing love there. Rounding out the show. Gotta appreciate you, the Bama fans all over the world and coast to coast today, for all the calls, donations, liking the show, subscribing to the channel, doing what you do to make this your place here for Bama football. Gotta show some love to my man Eli Walker in the production studio, handling things in there, dealing with me often. That's not hard to do, Eli, so get on your part. That's not easy to do. Till next time, folks. Husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, too. Not be bored there. Get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. Stay cool out there. You've been listening to In My Own Words.